Martin Luther I, presented by Zoe and Sasha.
Yeah, that's me.
Let's meet Mr. Luther.
It is I, Martin Luther I. I was born on November 10th, 1483 in Eisenberg, Saxony, now part of modern-day Germany. Shortly after my birth, my family moved to the nearby town of Mansfeld, where my father, Hans Luther, worked in the copper mining industry. Hans was ambitious and worked hard to provide a better life for my family, eventually becoming a town councillor.
Moving on, Luther's early education began at a Latin school in Mansfeld, where he received rigorous training in the Latin language and religious studies. His parents, particularly his father, had high hopes for him and aimed for him to become a lawyer. To further this goal, Luther was sent to schools in Magdeburg and Eisenach, where he continued his studies in the liberal arts, focusing on grammar, rhetoric, and logic.
In 1501, I enrolled at the University of Erfurt, where I successfully earned my bachelor's degree in 1502 and my master's degree in 1505. My education was marked by a strong emphasis on scholasticism, a learning method that was sought to reconcile faith and reason. However, a life-changing event occurred in 1505 when I was caught in a severe thunderstorm. Fearing for my life, I vowed to become a monk if I survived. True to my word, I joined the Augustinian monastery in Erfurt later that year, marking the beginning of my journey towards becoming a pivotal figure in the Protestant Reformation.
In 1512, Luther earned his Doctor of Theology degree and became a professor of biblical studies at the University of Wittenberg.
Woohoo! I am now considered a genius.
In 1517, on October 31st, Luther nailed his 95 theses to the door of the Wittenberg Castle Church, criticising the Catholic Church's sale of indulgences. This act is often seen as the start of the Protestant Reformation.
This is what the Church gets.
In 1520, Pope Leo X issued a papal bull against Martin Luther, accusing him of doctrinal deviations. Luther responded by burning the bull and the canon law, sparking the theological revolution.
How dare you! I shall burn this for the public to see.
In 1521, Luther was excommunicated by Pope Leo X. He was also declared an outlaw at the Diet of Worms, where he famously refused to recant his writings, stating,
"Here I stand, I can do no other." Yeah, I said that. You can't do nothing.
From 1521 to 1522, Luther was taken to Wartburg Castle for his safety. During this time in hiding, he translated the New Testament into German, making the scriptures more accessible to the public.
Shh! I can see you, you can't see me, got it? But you can have more accessible scriptures.
In 1525, Luther married Katharina von Bora, a former nun. Their marriage was unconventional for the time and symbolized his break from the Catholic Church. She is often considered a stabilizing force in Luther's life, enabling his later works. Her role extended beyond being a supportive spouse. She actively participated in their household and even managed the family's finances.
I can finally get that off my shoulders.
In 1534, Luther completed his translation of the entire Bible into German, which profoundly impacted religion and the German language.
Golly, that was a rough time. I think my hand is cramping. Yeah, it is.
In 1546, Luther continued his reform efforts until his death on February 18, 1546, in Eisenberg, the town of his birth.
I shall leave this cruel world, in thy place that I have grown up. Yeah. To summarize my wonderful adventures, I was a pivotal figure in Christian history, known for initiating the Protestant Reformation in the 16th century. I was a German priest, theologian, and author. My most famous act was the publication of the 95 Theses in 1517, which criticized the Catholic Church's practices, particularly the sale of indulgences.
Thank you.